Hey friends, Rob Phoenix here. Hope you're all doing well. Things are kind of moving very quickly for me lately. I kind of put it out there to the universe, I guess you could say that I needed a greater understanding of magic, something that was more fulfilling to me, something that seemed more sort of sorcery or whatever, which really kind of like it's going to sound lame and I don't know how to say it otherwise, but really kind of like taps into what my imagination thinks that magical practice should be. And so the universe or God, whatever, responded by inspiring me, as I mentioned before, to this book. This book teaches you all the sacred hand gestures that conjure certain powers and strength and such. Then this book, the incantations and enchantments, taps into your voice. So it teaches you how to conjure things using sacred sounds and sacred chants and such with. So you have the combination of the physical gesture, the vocal gesture, and finally, the third book that I'm going to recommend is The Sorcery of Solomon by Sarah Mastros. She is a Jewish witch, but she takes the Pentacles of Solomon, which I always use from this copy of the Key of Solomon. It tells how they're, what they're used for and such. But she takes it a step further and she breaks down who was Solomon. She gives you rituals for contacting Solomon and asking for his wisdom. And she gives you the who Solomon was, his role in magic and such. He is mentioned in the Old Testament and, of course, the Torah. He's a very important figure in the Old Testament, and he is known as the wisest man ever in history. Uh, he's a magician, a sorcerer. Um, so the Pentacles of Solomon are very much symbols of power. Now we use them in powwowing practice, hexameister work, and such with. So all of this delve into sorcery, this is kind of my own sort of creation, but I've taken these, so I recommend well, she recommends that when you're studying this stuff, find other people to study along with you. They hold you to account. They call you out when you're being ridiculous, and they also help you as study partners. So more than one person learns this. So if anybody out there is interested in learning what I'm calling the sorcery tradition with me, then please get this book, Mudra's Yoga in Your Hands by Gertrude Hershey, Incantations and Enchantments by Donald Tyson, and The Sorcery of Solomon by Sarah Maestros. These are the three books that I believe are the foundation of a fantastic tradition. The Sorcery of Solomon, again, it really breaks down the 44 Pentacles of Solomon that you find in like the Lesser Key of Solomon. And she really breaks down, like she's very much an academic, but she writes in such a way that even idiots like me can understand. I'm not academic, uh, even though I like to pretend I am, but if it's dumbed down like Sorcery of Solomon for Dummies, that resonates well with me. So anyway, I'm working through these three books all at once. And I think this is kind of the foundation for where I'm going next. It is kind of a higher octave of powwowing, whereas powwowing is Judeo-Christian folk healing and magic, and then the Hexameister work takes it a step above that and does a lot of the protection such, protective talismans and such with. This, these three things combined make it more a tradition of conjuring uh, forces with certain hand movements and gestures, sacred words to conjure certain specific energies, and then being able to draw those symbols like in the air or on paper and such. Like I started experimenting recently with, let me just grab this. like Dragon's Blood ink, and this is um, a porcupine quill. I didn't realize they were like such a deadly weapon, but and then writing and drawing on parchment. Now, with my hands being the way they are, uh, drawing is at best, ow, oh, I'm sorry, at best a shaky mess, but I'm still going to do it. So, anyway, if any of you would like to take this journey with me so we can discuss it as we learn and grow together, because I'm not a master in any of this stuff. Um, I have a little bit of experience in all of it, but I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm ready to become like what I always wanted to become. I was a young kid and I wanted to study magic and I wanted to have magic powers. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think we can all kind of relate to that. And, me and my friends were doing like witchcraft circles in the woods and such with things like, hold on, let me, like those old school chapbooks, like, uh, which is spellcraft. Here's Book of Shadows by Tarot Star. Like, we were all doing this stuff, these old school kind of rituals where you're like casting circles in the woods and I don't know, Sabbath ceremonies for a coven of three, that kind of stuff. That's back in the 80s, though, when we were doing that stuff. And then I eventually started taking an interest in powwow, but I went into like a Wicca kind of situation in the 90s, early 2000s. I left that and just totally embraced powwowing. And now I'm finding myself looking for something more fulfilling. I'll always be the powwow guy. I will always have that as a part of me. That's been so much my identity for so long. And I have such a love for Pennsylvania and Dutch culture just because that's the culture I come from. My ancestry is Austrian. Um, so I will always have a love for the Pennsylvania Germans and folk magic that is associated with this state that I live in, of Pennsylvania. But now I'm ready to take it to another level and take it to something that I'm calling sorcery. And maybe I'm just being ridiculously schizophrenic by saying that. But yeah, so if you'd like to take that journey with me, I would appreciate it because I need people to bounce these ideas off of. And as gay man, I'm tired of like sacrificing that part of myself. I want something that recognizes me for everything about myself. And the way that Sarah Mastros writes, I mean, she even says I checked it off here. She's talking about the sacred names like El and AIA and Shaddai and Elohim and Zebaoth Adonai and the most holy unspoken name of God, which I'm never going to say again based on what she taught me in here. I feel it's inappropriate to say that, but she even says Elohim is the primeval creator, gender queer, and it's a plural word. So I think that's interesting that she says the word gender queer. I just got this book today. Um, and I'm already like almost, well, I'm on page 150 because I couldn't put it down. It's fantastic. It's amazing. Like, I really want you to get this book. This is such a great book. Um, but she's so knowledgeable in Judaic religion and history and such because she's Jewish, but she's also a witch. So she comes at it from a perspective of magic and sorcery. And this book, like, it's just really cool. Like, you can tell by reading this that she knows exactly what she's talking about and she's putting it in our language like she's speaking to us like one on one and she's at our level and she's like, look, there's bullshit out there and there's good stuff and let's try the good stuff. And she takes you through these exercises and she says you can read this if you want, but you don't have to. Um, but she uses the words gender queer. And I remember in a previous video, I said, I'm using that term and I don't understand what it really means, but I don't know. I don't know what that's called, but like when you say something and you're on some kind of track with something, and then all of a sudden it starts showing up in various things that you're reading. So it sort of like solidifies that I feel like I'm on the right track. I've been feeling very good the past few days. So, um, and I've been reading all the commentary from all the new friends that I'm making. Yeah, us LGBTQ plus people, like I think we should work together. I think this is like a moment for us, like where we could try and like work together and learn something and create our own kind of like sorcery and magic. And you know what? And while there's religious context in this, she says you don't have to be Jewish, you don't have to be Christian. You just have to be comfortable working with like the Jewish deities because they're not really monotheistic like we always thought. So, um, and I say that, and I'm coming from a place of like ignorance because I don't know a whole lot about that. But anyway, she's basically saying it's workable by anybody. Anybody can do this. You just have to be comfortable working within it and do so respectfully, which I can do. Um, so yeah, maybe this is the future. Maybe this is gay sorcery. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to do something that I feel accepted in, where I don't have to sacrifice a bit of myself. But based on like all the commentary and such, I can't believe that video went so wild. Like I cannot believe it. Most of my videos get like 80 views if I'm lucky, because I'm a nobody. I'm nothing. I'm just a nobody. I'm just a regular person. Um, but that video about gay men and magic, it just really took off, and like it made me realize that there is a need within the gay community, the gay magical community, for something that is ours, something that is exclusively ours, and something that we don't have to sacrifice any bits of ourselves to experience. And so, yeah, if you really want, like, what I'm going to try is this Mujo's book, this incantation, and then this Sorcery of Solomon. It's all things I love. It's all things I already kind of have like a little dabbling knowledge of. But yeah, if you want to join me on this, please do so. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Definitely I don't want to be on this journey alone. I know that ultimately our magical journeys are our own. And I'm sure this will be part, a spiritual journey as well. But I don't think magic always has to be religious and spiritual. I don't think like in order to practice magic, we need to make ourselves these perfect human beings, these flawlessly perfect human beings. I think it's okay that we are just human beings. I mean, what's the point of being human if we're not allowed to be human? Um, I think there is a way to just to be magical and have magic and sorcery and power and such, um, and not have to suffocate ourselves within the walls, the closing in walls of a religious system. So anyway, there I am. But that's it. I thank everybody for all the awesome like conversational commentary. I've really been trying to respond to it all, and I don't know, I'm amazed by it. I just love it. I feel like I'm making so many new friends now, and it feels right. It feels right to me. So hopefully get something out of this. I'm just blabbing. I'm just sitting here in my, oh yeah, by the way, this actually is my, like here, see, these are my bookshelves. Here's a chair I like to sit in with my Ouija board pillow, but there's books on it right now. Um, this is a real library. It's not just like a fake background. I have a lot of books in here. I have my Harry Potter dolls up on the top shelf there. You can see there's Alphaba from Wicked. Um, there's a couple more Harry Potter dolls and just some randomness. So yeah, so somebody said, is that really like is it a bar background or is that a real room? It's a real room. It's my favorite room, and we all call it my sanctum sanctorum. Um, so yeah, anyway, that's it. Happy Black Friday. Oh my gosh, I had to go out today. I was looking for poster board, foam board, so I went to a store called Dollar Tree, which we have, which is like a super cheap store, and they didn't have what I wanted, and the store was super busy. So I left, and I went to this Joanne craft and fabric store, and I found the paper I needed, but it was so busy. I waited in line for like 30 minutes. Insane out there. Like we do most of our Christmas shopping online, and I'm pretty much done Christmas shopping already. Um, but yeah, I'm very much an Amazon person. I know that's bad for local business and such, and I know I'm part of the problem, but when you have social anxiety like I do, it's just better to not have to go outside. You know what I mean? It's just better to like order it online and then you get excited when the truck comes and delivers it, and then you open it up and like today. Here's my book. Super happy. Halfway through it. Awesome book. Recommending it to you. Please get it. Um, all right, that's it. I'm done. Have a great night, everybody. Love you all very much. And please let's talk again soon.